Hello everyone, this is Betenka. Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for joining me again today. In this episode, we explore a quiet, beautifully observed, and deeply emotional memoir titled, No One Round Here Reads? Tolstoy, Memoirs of a Working-Class Reader by Mark Hodkinson. This book is not a dramatic autobiography. It is a soft-spoken but powerful reflection on what it means to fall in love with books when the world around you barely recognizes their value. Let's walk together through the landscape of Mark Hodkinson's childhood and discover how a single passion, the love of reading, can transform a life in the most unexpected ways. Mark Hodkinson grew up in a working-class town in northern England, a place shaped by factory life, economic struggle, and a sense of practical realism. In this environment, books were almost invisible. People did not talk about literature. They did not buy books, collect books, or discuss ideas from novels. Reading was simply not part of the cultural vocabulary. This is what makes Mark's story extraordinary. His love for books did not come from his parents, his school, or any mentor. It came from an inner pull, a quiet curiosity that pushed him to explore stories far beyond the boundaries of his daily life. A childhood without books. Mark describes his home with striking honesty. There were no bookshelves, no bedtime stories, no reading culture at all. His parents were loving in their own way, but reading did not belong to their world. Yet somehow, Mark found his way to local libraries, secondhand shops, and school book tables. Each book he discovered became a new window. Each story expanded the walls of his world. The memoir captures this beautifully. How self-education begins not with help, but with hunger. The hunger to know more, to feel more, to imagine more, building a personal library one book at a time. One of the most touching parts of the memoir is Mark's description of accumulating books. Because he had no inherited library, every single book he owned had a personal story. Some were bought with saved coins. Some were found accidentally. Some were received from teachers or friends. Some were chosen just because he liked the cover. This process made reading an act of identity building. His library was not merely a collection of books, but a reflection of who he was becoming. He learned how authors think, how stories are built, and how literature becomes a mirror of society. Through each book, he slowly carved out a space for himself, a space his environment never provided. The meaning behind the title. The phrase, "No one round here reads Tolstoy," works on multiple levels. Literally, no one in his circle read Tolstoy. Emotionally, he felt alone in his passion. Socially, reading was viewed as something not for people like us,